It teaches us lessons. From the street level, it's an unassuming place, but it sprawls underground into the physical space that was once the Twin Towers in New York. The 9/11 Museum is not like any other museum you've ever been in. Its skeleton includes parts of the buildings that survived. It's full of pieces of history that literally take you back to September 11th, 2001, with all its horror, sadness, and heroism. So many people watch what happened on TV, but this is much closer, much more personal.
And this was a global event. It's estimated that almost 2 billion people, nearly a third of the world's population, was witnessing these attacks as they were unfolding live. And that was really the first time that technology had ever allowed for something like that to occur.
There's a smashed fire engine from Ladder Company 3 that teaches us about the sacrifice of the hundreds of firefighters and other first responders. Looking at the fire engine reminds us of the many firemen who ran up the stairs into the danger and didn't survive. They did it so the people running down the stairs would. There's a smashed piece of a giant TV and radio antenna on display that sat atop the North Tower. It teaches us about the bravery of everyday people doing everyday things. An engineer for New York TV station WPIX and others kept it working after the attack so the stations could stay on the air.
Stephen Jacobson was one of those engineers. He was trapped, unfortunately, on top of the North Tower after the North Tower was impacted by Flight 11. But he continued doing his job along with several other colleagues of his, ensuring that people around New York City were understanding what was happening.
So many lessons taught by so many steel beams and scraps of history. And it's a good thing this museum is here to teach us, because unfortunately a lot of schools in the country don't. Many people who weren't born 20 years ago have no idea what really happened here. Meredith Ketchmark is an assistant director of education at the museum.
I myself was 10 years old on 9/11, so when I think about the years up until I started working here in 2014, just after the museum opened, I was in that same boat of going through my history classes, never learning about the attacks.
The museum's website features a poem that seems fitting when visiting here. It is by New York poet and activist Kevin Powell. He wrote in part, "From the remains of this madness, I detect a heartbeat called life. From the remains of this madness, I construct a dream called hope. I will ride the wings of the deceased into the clouds, scribble their names on the sun.